Hello, my name is April and I live in Korea. I've been living here for about almost 7 months now. So, I've been living here for a little bit. I'm here to answer Miss Martha Vega. That's what your email says. I hope that's your name. Your questions for your um, capsule project. Yeah. Hopefully, I can help you out. So, your first question was, what made me choose South Korea as the country I wanted to teach in? Whenever number one, I never thought teaching would ever. I never thought I would be a teacher ever in my life. Number one, my degree is in fashion. I have a bachelor's in fashion marketing, and never, ever, ever would I have thought that I would be in South Korea teaching some out of control Korean children. Never would I have thought that. But life just takes you in many different directions, and God has different plans for you and paths that we have to go in to lead us to something else, the thing that we want to do, but we have to go through other things to get there. Um, I knew I wanted to move to Asia while I was in college. I fell in love with the Harajuku fashion. My plan, I had money saved up. My plan was to go to Japan. Period. There was no Korea. There was no Hong Kong. There was no nothing, anything except for Tokyo. Like I was gonna move there on a tourist visa, learn language, hustle and get a job out there because Harajuku, Tokyo, it's like that's my calling, that's my love and passion. Other girls in fashion, Europe and all that stuff. Mine was totally different, the craziness. So teaching in Korea never, and that never was in my head. So after I was sleeping one day, and my mother woke me up, and I was like, excuse me, yes, I'm trying to sleep. And then come find out, yeah, Tokyo had a huge earthquake, and I was devastated. And then I didn't manage my money right, and the money that I did have to go there just dwindled down. So anyway, I was still gonna save up and go, but my family was like, "You'd be an idiot to still go there right now and all the radiation." I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Guess what? I'm not staying in America. I'm gonna move somewhere else in Asia. I've always been a fan of Asian culture. Not until I found out about one K-pop star in particular did I even know where Korea was, to be honest, because I was saying in high school I didn't know anything about Korea. It was just the um, Asian culture just all together as one. Just I always loved Asian culture. So my teacher had told me while I was in college, she was like, "Hey, you can move to another country, but a way that you can get a lot of incentives is to teach." And I was like, okay. I mean, I think living in another country is like an awesome experience. So if I need to teach, then fine. But after I graduated college, and it had like been 3 months, and no one had called me back. I had years and years experience in retail and visual merchandising, $100,000 in debt from college loans. I have all this stuff, and it was like no, absolutely no one was calling me back, and it was really in the depth in that real core part of the economic downturn. It was like really, really, really bad, and I was just depressed. And I um I I had a backup plan. Teaching was going to be my backup plan. It was either Korea or Hong Kong, and I was like, I don't know which one. Well, I heard the incentives for working in Korea were amazing. You get paid housing, you get pension, you get money at the like 2 months pay at the end of the year, like all this stuff. And I was like, that's what I need. I need a roof over my head. I need good pay. Fine. So I started my paperwork at the beginning of the year, and just in case, like I didn't get a job, just in case I didn't find anything in America. Well, I never did find anything. And I was ready to go as soon as I could, but my paperwork kept getting messed up horribly, and I had to pay so much money for paperwork and try to get stuff expedited. And they're like, "Oh, well, guess what? You can't have it expedited, and I can't have my money back." And it was just a hell trying to get out here to Korea. It really, really was. So, why did I choose Korea? I guess I could just say Korea chose me. I never would have thought that ever. Um, how did I just? Yeah, I never thought that I'd be out here in teaching in Korea. But my number one goal is to break into the fashion here, international fashion, like being a visual merchandiser um, on a global scale. Though I'm not in Seoul, I go to Seoul so much. I'm trying to build connections. I've been going to like the um, fashion events and trying to network and just trying to get out there. Because I always, it's like a goal. It's a goal that I have is to break into the international fashion scene. So, and if teaching is what I have to do right now, I know English. I do lesson plans. I teach. Like I'm doing my job right. But if I have another goal, I don't think anything's wrong with that. Uh, so, how did you adjust to being in a foreign country? I adjusted pretty well. The very first time I went to Seoul was terrible though. Um, okay, before I even came to Korea, when I knew that'd be a possibility I'd be going, I bought tickets to see Rain B. He's the absolute biggest star in Korea. I saw it in Just Ask, and I was like, oh my gosh, who is this man? And I researched it, and then boom, and I found out about K-pop. Um, okay, I totally went off. Okay, so I bought a ticket, or I used my stepdad's credit card. I didn't care to buy a ticket just in case I got out here. So when I was able to come out here, I went to Seoul. Now that day, like I had my hair like really, really huge and big. I don't know. That day, everyone wanted to stare at me and make comments like I was a minotaur. You thought I was a minotaur walking down the street. That was probably only the one time it was like horrible for me here in Korea. Like, we do get stared at a lot being a foreigner, and then like I wear my hair in like crazy hairstyles and stuff, so sometimes I get stared at. But adjusting was fine. I actually had a much harder time adjusting to the high school that I went to. My 11th and 12th grade year, my family moved to Missouri, and I had to go to a all white high school. That was a culture shock. That was extremely hard for me to adjust to. Being out here with a whole bunch of Asians, I, I just walked the street and perfectly fine. So it has not been a problem adjusting here to Korea, other than they don't sell cupcakes and candies, and their candies suck and are really, really nasty, and I can't find puffed Cheetos. Other than that, other than not getting like really good American food, I've adjusted. I've adjusted to Korean life pretty well. Do Koreans treat me in a different way? No. My students do though. A lot of times they're very, very disrespectful, very, very bad, and it's because I am a Weguk. It's because I am a um it's because I am a foreigner and because I'm a woman. They don't think they have to listen. So I'm not one to yell. I'm like, you know what? I have a bigger goal. I ain't stressing over you bad little kids. But lately, I've been having to yell at them and just tell them to literally, you guys need to shut up and stop, and you need to respect me, or you're going out of my class. So really, it's just the children I have a problem with. The only way I get treated differently is really basically because I'm a foreigner. Like Korean is a homogeneous society. There are Koreans, and in America, like if you're mixed with something or something in school, you're thought of as better or something like this, or something like that. Out in Korea, you're mixed. Like that's not a good thing. That's you'll get picked on and bullied. Like so it's all about the pure Korean race. So if you're not Korean, they'll just see you as a foreigner, not really black, not really white, this and that. Even though people do, they know white, black, they know different races, but it's more just they group them all together and say, hey, you're not from Korea, you're a foreigner. Now, and I do get treated differently because I'm a woman. Now, excuse me, particularly my landlord and his wife, I've had issues with that I just really want to just punch him in the face because I am a woman and I'm a single woman. Yeah. And in Korea, it's all about, getting married at the age of 20 something and then being like a housewife or, something. But um, being like a single woman traveling or living alone, that's not in Korea. Like it's hard to even find a one bedroom house. It's all about getting married and then one kid and that's it. Like that's it. It's not about living your life just single, just going around the world. That's not really promoted in Korea. So being a foreign woman single out here, people kind of look at me like, what? Like, excuse me. So I have got treated. I have been treated differently, and more rude because I'm a woman, a foreign woman. Anyway, do they treat blacks and whites differently? Have I seen? No. I just feel like they just group us all into foreigners. But recently on Korean television, there's been a lot of like blackface, which is really ignorant and stupid. And people want to try to say, "Oh, Koreans don't know any better." No, Koreans know better. Ignorant is ignorant. Ignorance is ignorance, and no matter what race you are, people think that Korea is like this untouched society. But has so many foreigners. Just Itaewon. Itaewon is foreigner city. Like how you have like Koreatowns and Chinatowns in America. That's how Korea has become. That's what Itaewon is. These children see foreigners every day, especially in Seoul, because all the English native teachers are foreigners, so they know. So it just so, but it surprises me when I like if there's like blackface or something on TV or I hear on the internet. I haven't seen it personally because I know I haven't dealt with any racism, but I do know of friends who I have that used to live in Korea who were of darker complexion who did deal with some things. I remember at the Rain concert we were in GS and I was with a friend and she was like, "This girl totally just looked at me, looked at her in the aisle, looked at, like went to the aisle, looked at her up and down, and like turned around and went the other way, like just like rudeness like that." But I personally have not dealt with any racism. People have been really really kind to me. I've had one taxi driver ask me if I was from Africa. I was like, America, okay, like no, it doesn't even, those two letters don't even sound the same. So no, I haven't dealt with any racism. That's why it really shocks me to see the blackface and things on television because I mean I've been on TV in Korea and a lot of times, especially when I get interviewed at concerts like all the time, like, "Ooh, foreigner, you like K-pop?" Ooh, like all the time. The media loves foreigners, so I'm just a little shocked to see like the racism on the television. Is honorifics a no honorifics a huge deal even if you're a foreigner? No. Only person I have to say Anoshimnikachu is my Taekwondo teacher. And that's because, I mean, it's a martial arts and you must respect your master, or sensei, or whatever. I don't even know what to call him. He's just Dong Yang. I just call him, hey, 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 this you. So no. And actually in Korea, the ajushis and ajumas, the older generation is like a total 360 total difference than American old people. American old people are living in Florida in a home or they're sitting on the couches sewing, watching the soap operas like my grandmother because they worked really, really hard in their lives. But out here in Korea, you got old ladies picking up trash on the side of the road or cleaning up the subway, or they're all just like totally working when they need to be at home, like need to be home relaxing. I'm pretty sure they worked really hard when they were younger, but the working society in Korea is ajumas and ajushis, and because of that, in Korean society, it's all about age. So if you're older, like an ajushi, I've totally been pushed by ajushis, and I'm like, what the heck? Did you just push me? Like that would never be in America. Like you would open a door, hold for the old people to go in the door, but out here, like ajushis are always going at a really fast pace, and they'll like push you over. So it's really weird. How do you like the Korean culture and tradition? I think the Korean culture is really, really cool. I think it's a beautiful culture. I love that they can just go to, that they can trace their history back like 2,000 years. Like in America, like I know I have German on one side, Native American on the other side, but I can't trace stuff that far. Like, I can't trace the African ancestry, like where that came from. Like I think it's so amazing how they can really trace their culture that far, and how they can just go and see a traditional home in Namsang or in Gwanghae, like to see the traditional housing and be able to wear hanboks. Like I think that is so cool and amazing how they can just reach their history like that. And I can't. Like, what the heck do I know about my history? I really like that. Now, tradition, culture. Now, the culture, I guess the current how it is, I see a lot of problems with it. Which I mean, there's a lot of problems with American culture, but the way that they study the children, like are just totally drained. It's just way, like, I see my students and how they are literally, they don't go to bed till 2 a.m. because they are studying. They have school from like 8 to like 3, and then they have hagwons from 3 to 10 o'clock. They don't get home till 10 p.m. And guess what? They have to study till 2 a.m. And then they go to bed, and then they wake up the next day every single day, and they have to go to school on Saturday sometimes. I see how drained they are. Creativity is not promoted here. Like, if you're creative, it's kind of like, what? No, you need to study. Like, they can't even use calculators when they do math. Like, creativity in America is honed, and it's like, oh, you have creativity. Let's grow it. But out here, creativity is like shunned. So unfortunately, I think that's one thing, part of the culture, that I don't see as something really positive. I mean, it's fine if you're smart, but if you don't know how to deal with problems, and your head's already always in a book, like, how can, like, you, like, add to society when all you know is a book? You don't know any life skills, you know. So and I think that's a lot why the suicide rate in Korea is so high, because a lot of the people don't know how to deal with problems, because it's like always study, study, study. But it's like, hey, what about life skills? What about dealing with situations? So unfortunate, yeah. How do you like the Korean? Oh, no, no, no. What makes you interested in it? All of that. It's something different. I want to get in America. Korea is a beautiful country. There's so much to do. It's, Asian culture, period. It's just amazing. I want to go to Japan and live in Harajuku and learn ninjutsu, like, like in Kill Bill. I think that's amazing. Like, I've always just always since I was a child loved Asian culture. Did K-pop or K-dramas affect your opinion on going to Korea? No. These young girls now want to go to Korea to get an Asian boyfriend. Excuse me, Asian men are just like any other men, okay? Like, seriously. And then a lot of them aren't even attracted to foreigners because, all they know is this Korean woman. But after they see you a few times and they're like, oh, like, especially like taxi drivers out here, I ride their taxi twice and they're all like, where are you from? Odio? Odio? Are you a teacher? Oh, Sanctum? Like, it's like, back up off me. You don't even know where I work. You don't even know where I live. Like, so after they get to know you. But no. Now, I did find out about Korea from Rain. Yes, okay. And I was in it, and I bought the ticket. Now, I could have lived in Seoul if I waited, but I was just such in a depression mode, and so much was going on after I graduated. Not getting a job after you graduate and busted your tail in college is one of the worst feelings, and it's one of just, you just feel really, really down. So I was just like, okay, I'm just going to Korea. I don't care if I have to live in the country. But if I waited, yes, I could have been in Seoul. But the Rain concert was in September, so I was like, I need to be there before September 23rd. So I need to go to the concert. So, okay, I kind of rushed over here a little bit so I can make it to the Rain concert. But is that the reason why I came to Korea? No. Tokyo was number one for me. I wanted to get into the fashion. I'd be danged if I thought, like, if I'm gonna be a teacher the rest of my life, or if I was gonna come. I never thought I'd come to Korea to teach. Now I go to K-pop concerts. I blog and vlog about K-pop because I love it. It's really, really cool. But did I move to Korea for K-pop and K-dramas? Heck no. It's really stupid. Anybody that does that is going to be for a rude awakening, because that's just like a small part of the culture. There's a ton more of Korea, of Asia, than like the music scene. Like, someone can't watch Lady Gaga and Beyonce video and be like, oh my gosh, that must be how America is. Partly true. Over sexualized stuff, and yeah. But yeah, it just doesn't explain the culture all the way. But K-pop and K-dramas are amazing. That's why it's just, it's spreading everywhere, because it's something different. It's so it just has a lot of feeling and soul in it. And I think American music has really lost that soul. So that is not why I moved to Korea. But I feel lucky because I know so many young people in the world wish they're in Korea right now. But I'm out here and I love it. And hopefully I can break into that global fashion scene. But teaching is fine. I just wish my students act better. But most of my problems are because I work at a private hagwon. And hagwons break contracts. They reduce your pay. The kids don't obey you. But if you're in a public school, that's totally not a problem. And if I worked at a public school, I'd have a way better experience teaching. But yeah, I'm kind of like in a ghetto hagwan out here in the country. So yeah, Korea is nice. Please everyone visit, but the ticket is very high. Hopefully hopefully I answered your question. Sorry if I talk too fast. It's like 10 o'clock, 10:30 because I don't get off till really late. So, ha. Thank you. So again, my name is April Jackson. I live in Samcheok, Gangwon-do, Gangneung, Korea. Bye.